today. It is a very windy day. I don't know if you can even hear me, but I figured I would, sit outside for a little bit and bring you with me in case you wanted to join. It's really pretty, and for me, the wind going through the trees is ASMR. All the little nature sounds, it's real life ASMR. I've been learning lessons lately, as usual. I'm always learning some kind of lesson, even if it's one that I can't or don't want to share. But I've been learning a lot about sometimes you have to do things the opposite way than you would expect. And truth kind of changes depending on where you are or what lesson you're supposed to be learning at the moment. So I'm going to try to say that in a better way, but basically sometimes you have to do things that are counterintuitive or that directly contradict something that used to be true for you. And it just depends on the point you are in life. It's all about balance, right? Like, for example, let's use the gym as an example. For somebody who never works out and they're always resting, they're always treating themselves, for them, they need to learn the lesson of going to the gym, making themselves uncomfortable, doing things sometimes that they don't want to do in service to their highest good. And on the flip side, somebody who goes to the gym every day and they're super strict about, everything they're doing physically, they might need to learn to take breaks and be gentler with themselves and sometimes listen to their body and do what feels good in the short term, even though it might not be like the most productive thing. And so the interesting thing is that we aren't in these categories for our whole lives. We kind of go in and out of different categories, and that's why it's important to know yourself and be able to be aware of what you need at any given time, because what you needed last year might be completely different than what you need this year. And it could change from month to month, day to day. You just really have to kind of keep reassessing your needs and finding the balance. But yeah, I don't know. I've kind of been thinking about the idea of letting go in order to regain control, which of course, it sounds like the opposite, and it's not what you might intuitively want to do. You might want to hold on as hard as possible and try to figure things out or be strategic. But in reality, the more you try to gain control, the less control you have. And the more that you just let go, the more you can kind of find your rhythm within the larger current, and that gives you, some form of control, but obviously not complete control. You never really have that, but you can at least feel like you have your footing. And I think that can feel like control when you've been, fighting for so long. When you finally surrender, you kind of bob back up from underneath the water, and you get a breath of fresh air, and it makes things feel like they're okay again. But the cycle never ends, so eventually you will, at least, okay, you want to know what the cycle is for me that I've noticed? I've noticed that, let's say I have one of these surrender moments, right? And I come back up for air after I surrendered. I feel so much better. And I feel like, oh my God, I found the solution. I finally trust, and I can just allow things to flow. I do this for a while, and it works, Eventually it starts bringing me to the places that I have been trying to go for so long without being able to. But by surrendering, I start getting brought there slowly. It's happening. The things that I want are coming true. And after being in such a low, it feels unexpected and surprising. But then I start getting used to it, the good things, and I start attempting to take control of the flow, and when, the ebb happens, because it's an ebb and flow, when the ebb happens, I start feeling that urge to regain control. And so I start strategizing and doing things. And there's like a power struggle between me and everything that is the universe. And things get more painful and more stressful and more resistant until ultimately I surrender again. And then the whole cycle repeats. It's kind of hot in a way because, like, if you think about it, surrender wouldn't feel as good unless there was a struggle first. But anyways, I may edit that part out, but no, I think it's a cycle and you just have to get used to it. And it literally is just like, my entire life is just forgetting, remembering, forgetting and remembering, forgetting and remembering, but in new ways. And I feel like I'm up leveling, and I am, but at the same time, like, I don't know if there really are levels to it. It's more just like you're switching perspectives. You're seeing life from a new angle that you've never seen it at before. And there's no rush, to get to some higher level. There is that inherent drive that makes you want to, and that's good, because if you didn't have that, the game or the whatever you want to call it would kind of come to a standstill, and it would be about seeking comfort. And when you have that drive, ambition, that desire for more, that's what keeps the game running. And when you are kind of in a place of comfort for too long, you start getting antsy and you want to expand. And that's what ignites it when it is kind of like slowing down. And so I think it's really good. I think it's really, really good, But I don't know if this is gonna be watchable because the wind is very loud. That's why I'm talking in a more louder volume than I typically do on this channel. But I don't know. I guess I will see when I watch this back. But yeah, it's just been that, like, learning to ride the waves, learning to let the emotional lows pass, because that's also something that I experienced where, like, I don't know, I just have to process a lot of emotional pain in order to let it go. and sometimes that can last for a long time. And it feels like it never will end, but then it does, or at least I get a reprieve for some time. And right now I'm in one of those times where I feel good again, and this past time has had to do a lot with like insecurities and fear, and so I felt a lot of intense loss of control for many days. And then it was kind of a combination of me taking control, using those triggers to kind of identify my desires. And so in a way I, was strategizing about how to improve those areas. And there's that, and then there's also that kind of like surrender. So I think it's okay now, but I still get those little like pain points and triggers trying to pull me back in, but I think I'm out of that right now. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just wearing this humongous shirt, and I might go for a walk soon. I really hope this video is watchable. We'll see. I keep having really good ideas for videos that I want to make, but then when it comes time to execute the video, I kind of get like just really tired. I don't know, a lot of resistance against making it. So this video is kind of a situation of like where I just didn't think about it and I just sat down and just talked, because when I try to think about it, when I try to plan, by the time it's time to sit down, I just feel like blocked. So I'm thinking maybe I just need to like go back to the beginning and try to get unlocked, and then go from there. Almost out on live. But anyways, it's kind of dirty out here. I need to sleep. But yeah, I just like to be outside sometimes and enjoy the nature. I think I'm gonna go on a walk in a little bit, and that's gonna be really fun. I'm gonna take a thumbnail. I can do that now. I mean, I don't know, I'm gonna try to look cute in it. That might defeat the purpose of like this kind of video. So I'm supposed to be acting really like, well, not acting. With the purpose of this video is to be more effortless, more like, yeah, I don't know, but I still want to look cute. that a crime? It's hard when you're wearing a giant shirt, but whatever. They're like somewhat cute. Doing my little poses. It really is hard in like this giant shirt. It's okay. We'll see what I end up using. I might just use a still from the video. But anyways, I hope this was watchable and I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you want more outside videos. Maybe on a less windy day it would be easier to do more like ASMR voice, like a quieter voice. Anyways, I love you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.